Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 3 says, God gave it and God take it. God give him, now God kiss him. And today I want to join all of you in the respect to the late Governor, the Honorable Governor Wenge, KC MP, in his passing. His Excellency, Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai, the Governor General of Papua New Guinea, our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable John Rosso, the former Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter O'Neill, Governor Philip Undialu, Governor of Hela Province, representing all governors of our 21 provinces, to the representative of the autonomous Bougainville government, to all members of parliament and ministers of state from Morobe province, to all ministers of state and members of parliament from our nation's parliament, to the deputy governor of Morobe and your provincial executive council, to all members of the Morobe Provincial Assembly, to all who are members of the diplomatic family represented here by the Acting High Commissioner of Australia and the Consul General to Ley City from Australia, to all members of the business community who are here, to all friends and family who are gathered here, to the great Lutheran Church, Head Bishop Dr. Jack Urame, and the celebrant, and all of you who are here, to the provincial administrator, and all public servants who are here, to members of the disciplined forces who are here, to media and people, lastly but not the least, to the people of Morobe, leaders of Morobe, more so Mrs. Wenge, and the children led by Matthew, Senior Kennedy Wenge, and all the Wenge siblings, to the excellent tribe of this great man. I, on behalf of your country, join you here this afternoon to say farewell to someone who belonged to the first generation of Papua New Guineans after independence. I wear many hats. One hat as the chief servant of our country in the office I occupy today. I wear my second hat as the leader of the great Pangu party, of which our Madam President from Morobe, Madam Merega Singin, our Secretary General representing the party, Morris Tababai, and the Pangu President of Morobe branch, and the Pangu family nationwide, of which I am humbled to lead. The late Governor died as a Pangu party member, and we are here today in one of these hats I wear. And lastly, or second last, but I represent the people of Taripori in Hela province, of which my governor is here. And lastly but not the least, on behalf of Rachel and my own children, the Marape family, wearing this hat, I join all of you in mourning the passing of this great man. Governor Wenge has some characteristics I reflect on. Firstly, he was a public servant, through and through a public servant. Secondly, he was a constitutional defender, a defender of our country's mama law. Doesn't matter what a prime minister says, doesn't matter what a cabinet rules, doesn't matter what he has in his own views, but our one mama law comes first and foremost. He was the defender of our national constitution. And second or last, in the summary of his life, as a defender of the national constitution, he was a man of law. any disputes he may have had, whether dispute in the reading of law, or the dispute in government decision-making, or dispute in society, he never went to the rule of fist fight. He never went to the rule of tribal fights. He never went to the rule of street mediation. He went to the rule of law, seeking national court, Supreme Court, district court in the interpretation of those disputes. He was truly a man of law, and he passes his instructions on. He belongs to the first and second generation of Papua New Guinea, first generation, the sons and daughters of Papua New Guinea, who was schooled or birthed and schooled and worked in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. When Papa Samare and his generation were put to them a question, as you pursue independence, you like him independence, now walk. But where staff doctor blow you? Where staff lawyer blow you? Where staff judge blow you? Where staff accountant blow you? Where staff engineer blow you? When all these questions were put to them, where is your technocrats or your knowledgeable people, the human resource to run your country? Somebody replied, to all the mothers you see in their biological bilums, long body belong all, now physical bilum, they got all picking in the all karem. This will be the educated Papua New Guineans who will run my country, and so became the Luther Wenge generation, the firstborn sons and daughters of our country. They emerged in the 70s as students, and in the 80s as workmen and workwomen for our country. And I want to say to all of us who are here in this somber moment, lest we forget some of the high ideals, the foundational generation that birthed our country, and the firstborn sons and daughters of our country, and the ethics that compel that they must work for their country, not asking what the country can do for them, but what they can do for their country. That was the spirit of servanthood the Luther Wenge generation worked as true patriots of our country. Luther Wenge, Chief Songan, put Papua New Guinea first, Morobe second, and his family last. I repeat, once he was given the mandate to be governor of Morobe, in all his public life since 1997, he put PNG first, Morobe second, his family last. And I want to say to his family, who was the least of his care in his public life, Matthew chapter 5 verse 8 says, "Blessed are the mourners, for they shall be comforted." To Matthew, to your mother, and many who you call mother, and to Kennedy Wenge, and all of you, children of the tribe in which he was birthed, may this morning be an expression of comfort to the family and to the people of Morobe. You gave a fine son of Morobe to the service of this country, like other Morobeans who have gone before him in the service to the country. The late Utula Samana, the late Annie Moyers, our first woman premier in our country, the late Jerry Nalau, the late Boya Mosali, the late Christian Titi, the late Shem Basil, to name a few in the political offices. And of course, many sporting men and sporting women, many businessmen and businesswomen, many public servants. And of course, you gifted to our country the Leh city that is the capital of Papua New Guinea's economy. I want to say thank you very much on behalf of our country to the people of Morobe, Dange Songo, Arame Timbuni, Big thank you to Mas. Thank you, Brother Heria, for the gift of Morobe to the construct of Papua New Guinea the last 50 years. Morobe reminds us that we must live amidst our diversity, remain united to the bigger cause. Remain united to the bigger cause. And I want to say in my big brother's passing, as he sleeps right in front of us, Governor Wenge may have gone on and his legacy and memory will live on. And it is time for all of us who are alive today, in true reflection of the man, continue on some of the work that he has started. The relocation of Tutuman, the delivery of Wafi Golpu, the maintenance of his school fee programs, the assistance to the pastors. Some may see as insignificant, but pastors held us together. He started our assistance to the pastors program. Of course, many of the work that he started, including some unfinished business in his innermost heart. The reason why he decided to be left, taken back and buried in his own village. The Connect PNG program we intend to run it from Ley to Finsefen and to Kaboom. Part of this must be enable reach into his mother's homeland and his tribe where he will be laid to rest. I want to conclude by saying to my big brother, my hamene wahane, my hakune in the holies. Dange Songo, Arame Timbodi, Bekla, thank you. To Morobe, I too lost one of my governors, someone closest to me in 2015. The late Governor Giru was someone close to his heart. 2 weeks before he died, I sat with him at Airways. Sick was coming closer to him. We could not find an answer to keep his life going on. And I asked him, my brother, what can we do? Now, a few questions we asked in the presence of Governor Diallo and now Minister Bando. We asked him, why this and why that? Chief, among one question we asked was, why did not you split the entitlements of Hela from Southern Highlands? And guess what he said? Some jobs are left for you brothers to do when I'm gone. Some jobs are left for you brothers to do when I am gone. Not all task is complete by the generation that has left before us. Some tasks are left unaccomplished. Some tasks are half done. Some tasks are yet to be done. For the thousands that has come before us, we as elected leaders and appointed leaders do not feed them every day, but they are here paying respect to us. The least in respect to the people who mourn their leader is for those of us who are alive to pick up the sleds, carry on the good work, lay aside the bad part, and go on fixing Morobe and the country. To my big brother, the least we can do for you in honor of your passing is to carry on those good work that you've started and to bring some to completion and to start rest that we must start. Hamane, Ali Hakune, Mithod, bye bye now. May you rest in eternal peace.